respectively, and not too many surprises in the starting units.
Well, ito na yung napusuang first five ni Coach Romy Lopez para sa Pampanga, and it's a pretty good five, and that also gives him some options off the bench, of course, like Estong Ballesteros.
And let's also remember that Bong Alvarez will not be seeing action for the Dragons. Dave Bautista hurried that layup at nakuha pa niya ang bola. Alam naman natin na ang isang hilig ni Dave ay yung offensive rebound.
Well, last year, he averaged a double-double. This year, medyo mababa yung kanyang rebounding, and even his scoring has dipped a bit. Nagkaroon siya ng slump in the mid-season na medyo he's emerging out of it, and that's gonna help Pampanga as they drive towards the playoffs.
First foul, meanwhile, on Dave Bautista. Talking about the Pampanga Dragons, they have to stay ahead of Laguna because as we all know, the wild card round is only a best of three affair. Kaya kailangan talaga makauna ka na.
Yung home court, as evidenced by the divisional playoffs we had, a few months back, a very important home court advantage. The only series in which may nanalong team on the other court was that Pasig San Juan series.
Yes. Meanwhile, first bucket of the ball game goes to Edwin Pimentel. Couple of offensive boards there for Surigao.
And that's traveling called on Long David. Alam mo, Bill, talking about the mood of the game coming in. Napansin natin, we're looking at both camps during the warm-ups, and Pampanga seemed very loose, no?
Okay.
Hindi sila mukhang tensionado, and that should only help them kasi yun nga, marami silang pressures ngayon. They're the defending champions and they're not doing so well. So maybe having a more carefree attitude towards playing the game. After all, it's still just a game, ay makakatulong sa kanila. Meanwhile, Sunny Turing making the game look so easy.
Oh yes, and as they did in their last game out, they're starting off stronger than they normally do. Alam mo, Butch, pinag-usapan natin yung Pampanga. It's really a great show of professionalism na hindi sila naapektuhan ng mga nangyayari sa kanila.
Well, outwardly, I'm sure that's what they're trying to show. Pero I'm sure na deep down, kahit pa paano may epekto yan dahil tao lamang naman ang mga ito. Pero sabi mo nga, maganda nga yung pinapakita ng professionalism because they're not letting it show on the court. In other words, ika nga na isang wise man, don't let them see you sweat.
Alright. Itong dikit na dikit shot block ay bigay sa inyo ng Bulkasil. 4-0 is the score. Nakalusot si Ato Morano. 4-2.
Really gonna be important for Pampanga na itong si Ato Morano establishes his offense early because that is really what they got him for, to take over the scoring left behind last year by Ato Agustin.
Meanwhile, let's find out more of the Dragons side of the story from Pia Gonzalez. Pia?
Yes, Bill, just some words on the lineup of the Pampanga Dragons. First of all, noticeably missing from the bench is Bong Alvarez. Hindi siya sumama dito sa Surigao, and the official word is he is still nursing his bad wrist. Si Odoy Belmonte will continue to be gone for 2 more weeks. He's on international training. Alam natin he's studying to be a pilot, but he will suit up for the wild card round. Instead, si Willie Mejia muna ang inactivate. The rest of the team is healthy, pero medyo malungkot sila. However, they realize that they are pros, and so when it comes to management decisions, sabi nila, theirs is not to question why, but to show up at the game's end, do or die. Bill, Butch, back to you.
Thanks, Pia. And great effort there by Dave Bautista. Yan ang kanyang talagang masasabi natin lagda dito sa MBA.
O yung kanyang offensive rebounding. And alam mo, this Dave Bautista is not really a leaper. Dito mo, bahagya lamang siya umangat sa sahig. Pero yung kanyang positioning at timing, yun ang mahalaga. And that is something that all kids watching the game who want to become good basketball players study Dave Bautista and how he is able to get good position against more athletic players.
Manny Victorino was whistled for a foul. The Dragons have been here since Thursday, so it's given them quite a lot of time away from all the distractions. They quickly try to run it up. De Guzman gets his first taste of the leather. Short stab is good. At lamang ang Pampanga Dragons, 6-4.
I don't know what the travel schedule is for Pampanga in the next few days, although alam natin, next game nila will be Iloilo on September 12. That's next Sunday pa. So 8 days. I'm sure they'll probably go home after tonight, after today's game, and then take stock and probably fly to Iloilo pag malapit na yung game nila doon.
Shot clock dying down, but there was a foul first.
Nauna yung foul. And the foul will go against Andy De Guzman.
Doing great defense. And talking about the Dragons travel schedule, Coach Romy Lopez is telling me they will be driving to Cagayan de Oro tonight and flying home on Monday. So may pahinga silang konti.
Sabay natin.
Oo.
Actually, it's fun to go home on trips with basketball teams.
Totoo yan. Maraming kwento.
Especially kung nanalo sila. Pero kapag natalo, masaya pa rin.
Nasayang ang fast break ng Pampanga Dragons. Subalit lamang pa rin sila 6-4 at 8 minuto na lang ang nalalabi sa ating first quarter. Pimentel in asking for the leather.
Pimentel asking for a clear out. Thinks he can take on Tangkinsen one-on-one.
Stop the drive but got the pull-up jumper.
May katwira naman pala.
Oo naman. At marami rin tagahanga itong mga Surigao Miners na ano man ang mangyari, nandyan pa rin sila. David, taking a driving against Mosqueda. Bautista, to make ng jump shot. Drumay may foul.
And the foul might go against Manny Victorino, who is tasked with guarding Dave Bautista.
Mukhang si Pimentel ang pinituan, sumundod.
Butuan is a good basketball town, so to speak. It's just that, alam mo, well, aminado naman itong Surigao, this is not really Surigao. This is Abusan. That's,
Yes.
There's a small problem there. In fact, according to some people I talked to here, if there was a Butuan team here, and they're sure that the support will be all out 100%. Ngayon, medyo mistiso pa ng konti because itong miners actually representing the next province.
Totoo yan. Kumbaga, hindi nila ka-apelyido.
Oo.
7-6 is the score. Mosqueda backing up on Dave Bautista. And finally getting the foul.
He was trying to draw the foul all the way, and Bautista was finally bit into the face. Well, these two guys had a lot of tussles last year when Mosqueda was with the Manila Metro Stars, and of course, they played the Dragons in the conference finals last year.
Since then, Mosqueda's moved to Surigao, and Dave Bautista will get a rest. Estong Ballesteros comes in. Another hard-working player for Coach Romy Lopez.
So Pampanga, with the entry of Ballesteros, they become a little smaller, but they are also a bit quicker. And they have some more offensive options, especially from the outside. So let's see if they will adjust and let Long David operate inside and then spot up yung mga ibang players.
David, off balance, almost threw it away. Steal by Pimentel. Fast break aborting. Surigao Miners break behind the back pass. There's an offensive foul. Javier stuck out his foot. At ngayon, ano pang balita sa Surigao Miners? Alamin natin kay Bobby yan.
Yes, Bill, gaya na sinabi ni Billy Reyes, pumped up sila at pumped up rin ang mga practices nila. Lahat ng mga players may mga suggestions. May suggestions sila halimbawa kung paano i-help out si Estong Ballesteros. Kaya they're really intense itong kampo ng Surigao. Ngayon si Sunny Toring in the lineup. Dahil kailangan nila ng shooting, ang pinaban si Joel Bona. Aldrich Reyes out with a toe injury. Guys, back to you.
All right. Morano trying to hang in.
He probably means Lenny Reyes.
Lenny Reyes, yes.
Because Aldrich is still with Soxer Gen, last I looked.
Then there's Aldrich Jareño.
Yes.
He's with Surigao also.
Yun, pwede rin.
Now you've got me confused.
Liliwanagin ni Bobby yan.
Okay.
Mamaya.
Kaya nandyan yan eh. 9-7. Turnaround swatted by De Guzman. And De Guzman sees the ball fall into his hands, drops it off behind Morano. Morano trying to make a go at it, still salvages the basket.
There was a great effort on the part of Morano to save the ball.
Oh.
Mahirap yun. You're going one way, then you have to suddenly reverse.
11-7. The Dragons with a spurt here.
Now even Jape Javier trying to help out in the ball handling.
Turing from the corner. Short. Tangking Sen looking up. No look pass to a cutting Ballesteros. Kick out to Morano. Wala masyado mga second shots ngayon, Butch.
Pero maganda yung ginawang play ng Pampanga. That was a secondary break that they run.
Victorino blocked.
De Guzman has had a couple in this ball game.
Pass went through 4 players, or 4 hands rather. It will stay with Pampanga. Finally, we have a break in the action. Pampanga leads 11-7. Magbabalik ang MBA.
chase.
Here's a Bulkasil dikit na dikit shot block. By the way, Jape Javier just picked up his second personal foul and he will sit down. Apollo Lim comes off the bench. Andy De Guzman sinipat ang kanyang unang free throw. 12-7 na ngayon ang ating score. By the way, if you're wondering where Urios Gym and Urios College has got their names from, it's from his father Saturnino Urios, a Jesuit priest who founded this college in 1900.
So medyo historic na nga itong lugar na to.
Mag-isang downtown na. Areño cans a deuce. At lumalaban ang Surigao Miners.
The lead is down to 3 for Pampanga. Shotang Quinten has had a very quiet first season here in the MBA. And some would even say he's struggling to run the offense for Pampanga.
Ballesteros, casual three-point try. Morano yanking it down, rolls off his leg.
Casual, ibig sabihin hindi siya nakakurbata.
Samantala, meron pang karagdagang ulat si Pia Gonzalez.
Bill, muling tumitibok ang puso ng Dragon and they want to speed this game up para mas makatakbo sila. Coach Romy Lopez wants to see more effort at controlling the boards, and once running, gusto niya ng mas maraming options sa kanila, and so he wants them to stay wide and to fill the lanes. Bill, back to you.
Kapag ito si Pia Gonzalez, marami talagang tumitibok.
Okay.
Okay, 12-9 ang ating score. Meron tayong foul, pangalawa ni Andy De Guzman.
And what you heard earlier, yung kaninang moment of silence, that's what you call a pregnant pause.
Oh, yes. Meanwhile, that was an assist brought to you by DHL. Every second counts.
Why is Bobby Yan wagging his finger? No. 12-9 is the score. It's 3-point lead, as you mentioned, for Pampanga.
Yes, and Pampanga trying to put up an impregnable defense. Lim from the outside. I don't know if that's really his shot, Butch.
Well, he once made 5 in a game and finished with 39 points.
Okay.
Of course, he probably didn't score 39 in the next 3 games, but that's okay. There are nights like those, and players dream about having those nights. 5 on the shot clock.
When you're in the zone, Morano. Not quite. Nakuha ni Cadel Mosqueda, nudged out of bounds, but he was trying to call a timeout first. I think he did.
Yes, he was able to.
Just to save possession and bring them to within a point. We have a timeout by Surigao. They trail by 3. It's a 30-second timeout brought to you by Winston. Now in a new international pack. And let's try to find out what Coach Ian Sanchez has on his drawing board.
Manny, Garage, Buboy, take Manny, labas, Manny pick opposite kay Apollo. Manny, cut ka pa, akyat dito. Fish yan ha. Adjust ka, reach doon. Adjust ka. Man, cut ka, pag pick mo, cut ka dito sa kita.
Okay, so pretty simple play being diagrammed there by Coach Ian Sanchez. I think, Butch, what I want to ask you about is how difficult is it for people like Ian Sanchez and Romy Lopez to suddenly step into the shoes of a head coach?
Well, it's probably easier for Romy Lopez because as an assistant, you sort of hope that someday you will be given an opportunity. So, kumbaga, kahit asin ka palang pinaghahandaan mo na ang pagdating ng araw na yan. But of course, sometimes the circumstances, you would wish for better circumstances to have happened, not have your head coach resign during the course of the season, but you take it. While for Ian Sanchez, I think it's going to be more difficult. It was more difficult when he started out as a player. In fact, he is still on the roster because when they cut to 15 players for the postseason roster, ay nandun pa rin yung pangalan niya, so he can't take it out. So technically, he's still an active player. If he wants to play, he could.
Oh, yes. Exchange of baskets now for both squads. Apollo Lim trying to duplicate his acrobatic shot earlier.
Not this time.
Morano now bringing up the ball. Buboy Tanige is on the floor for the Miners. Fighting for survival today. Morano harassed by Jareño. Shot clock down to 4. Down to 2. Morano fires. They beat the clock, but nothing else. Tanige. They move it around. Better ball movement now by Surigao.
Oh, magandang ikot nila. And now Tanige. Actually, Tanige playing with a lot of fire ever since he joined the Miners.
Oh, yes, and he's actually from around here.
Okay.
Part of Butuan, if I'm not mistaken, Libertad. The Miners call a timeout. We'll be right back.
Dunkin' Donuts Kuelang Pure Drinking Water. Available nationwide.
Winston, now in a new international pack. Hartman, the MBA under fashion. Hartman, the only undergarment made of 100% super comb cotton.
Welcome back, everybody. Some substitutions now. Ferdinand Rodriguez joins the action, and look who got an offensive rebound in the putback. Buboy Tanige.
Smallest guy on the court.
Yes. Samantala naman si Gabby Cui pumasok na para sa Pampanga Dragons, at nais nating pasalamatan ng Nature Spring Mineral Water para sa lahat ng tubig na ininom ng MBA broadcast team sa Visayas at Mindanao.
At pampaligo. Hindi man pampaligo.
Strong move brought to you by Colt 45. Marami kayong makikita ganyan dito, but this time Ballesteros' move is foiled. Tanige trying to beat Roel Bravo. Turnaround pass. And the Miners on a roll. Apollo Lim finishing off. They take the lead, 15-14.
And Surigao is really playing with a lot of spirit, and the fans here appreciate the good effort and the good hustle they're putting up against the defending champions.
Nung nakaraang linggo, Butch, kalaban nila San Juan Knights. Nung kalagitnaan na lang ng fourth quarter, nakalayo ang San Juan.
Totoo yan.
But Gabby Cui making up for lost time. Cui spent a lot of this season on the injured list. Probably the tallest golfer you'll ever meet. Next
Maybe.
to Commissioner Mon Fernandez and Danny Francisco. A minute and 34. Illegal defense call. And that's something teams practice, how to draw that out. Just a warning on the Dragons. And let's check out a fast break brought to you by FedEx. We live to deliver. Buboy Tanige knows he has a taller man on him, as usual.
Yes. Actually, Gabby Cui missed 11 games.
Areño short on the long bomb.
And it turns out that it's Rodriguez who touched the ball last.
A minute and 24 to go. 16-15 ang nakatala nating bilang. Tanige is really been pressuring Bravo.
Not allowing the veteran point guard to set up the Dragons offense and causing a delay. Alam mo, minsan yung 3 or 4 seconds na naaalis mo dahil sa pressure, yun yung kailangan ng opensa para gumana sila na maigit.
Ballesteros with a kamikaze drive to the basket. 18-15.
And somebody like Estong Ballesteros here.
Don't we all? Showing a lot of heart, this guy. Formerly a
Sabi mo,
Pangasinan Wave.
Webes pa lang, nandito na yung Pampanga Dragons. So that's enough time to make friends. More than enough time.
Wag kang ganyan.
If they're staying in the same place you usually do here, it's nice swimming pool there.
Oh. Foul is on Ariel Garcia, who announces his presence with that foul. At the line will be Apollo Lim. At samantala, sa susunod na Sabado, 1:30 ng hapon, magsisimula na ang Sports Central, pinakabagong sports program. At syempre, mga kasama dyan, mga barkada nating sina Sev Sarmenta, Al Marquez at Ron Cruz. And they'll be talking about a lot of stuff. International sports, local sports, the MBA, Regional Boxing Championships, also known as Knockout. Sigurado puno-puno yan.
So finally, after all the hemming and hawing, it's going to be Apollo Lim at the free throw line.
Makes good on the first. You know, Butch, we really have to commend Surigao Miners with the, as you mentioned, the spirit that they're playing. Parang ganadong-ganado sila maglaro eh.
Parang collective yung effort nila. you know, now, actually, hindi naman siguro lihim sa maraming nunod na, well, Billy Reyes had a falling out with the former coach, si Ato Tolentino, as did Ronnie Cahanding.
Yes.
So, nung umalis siya, bumalik yung dalawang players, and they're taking the lead along with Ian Sanchez about how to run things here in Surigao. And actually, the first game after nagkaroon ng change, he won over Nueva Ecija and snapped a 12-game losing streak, which is the longest in the NBA's brief history.
So there are glimmers of hope for them. Well, if they win today, it could be a good sign. Ballesteros faked the three-pointer, just knocked away Tanige and scored.
And now is a pretty good time dahil nga medyo vulnerable itong Dragons at this
Oo.
stage. So, ito yung pagkakataon nila.
They're in a transition period. The runner from Tanige is short, just hits iron.
And there's still a lot of time. I wonder why Tanige took the shot. I think Surigao should have played for the last shot of the period.
Great point. 2018. At hindi rin nasamantala ng Surigao yung penalty situation ng Pampanga at pinagbayaran nila na isang three-point shot mula kay Roel Bravo. And so at the end of one quarter, Pampanga jumps ahead 23-18. And as we go to a break, you'll get a glimpse of the Caraga Trade Center, one of the regional institutions here in Butuan.
Uuwi ako niyan.
Oh, sasakay mo sa aeroplano? We'll be back.
Mobilite Battery, ang bateryang matagalan.
And pretty soon we'll be nominating a Caltex star player. The most sterling performer gets that today. At nice natin pasalamatan ang Leighton Bake Shop for our snacks. Aba, teka muna.
Anong snacks?
Teka muna, ba't sa inyo napunta?
And our GAB official on hand. You can't have, you know, a lot of people don't realize it, but you cannot have a professional basketball game without a representative of the Games and Amusement Board around.
You can't have a professional anything in sports
Yes,
without
actually.
them. Apollo Lim jacks up a three. It doesn't drop.
It's a 5-point lead now for Pampanga. Kanina tabla tayo, but
Oo.
the Dragons closing out with a big spurt at the end of the first period.
We were tied at 18.
Yes.
The 5-0 run so far for Pampanga. Ballesteros, drop step, turn around, goes to Garcia. It's all day for this. Gabby Cui muscles it up. He's fouled by Rodriguez.
And this is where the problems will lie for Surigao. They have Cahanding on the floor, but you can see it's a very small lineup. They have Tanige and Billy Reyes in the backcourt, and Ferdinand Rodriguez playing center. Gabi Cui licking his chops perhaps at the situation.
Parang, oy, okay to.
Fiesta sa buwan ng Setyembre. In fact, I haven't been here to Butuan since May, I think. So last time I was here.
Well, the first time I was here was last weekend. 25-18.
So is there any place you haven't been in this year? I heard
Cebu.
Cebu.
I haven't been to Nueva Ecija yet either. Apollo Lim.
Not the most graceful of strides, but he gets the job done.
That's the bottom line. Let's go to Pia Gonzalez.
Right now, Bill, the Pampanga Dragons have been losing precious seconds dahil pinipresyo sila ng Surigao Miners. And so they will now run a press break. Ang kanilang big men will set picks for their guards. And hopefully, if they're able to bring down the ball faster, they will have more time to execute their offense at they will not have to make hurried shots. Bill Butch, back to you.
All right, a lot of people toppling everywhere, and Gabby Cui almost crushing referee Len Makalalad. Pero sanay yan, national player dati yan eh.
Oh,
Sanay sa banggaan yan. But I don't think she ever had anybody about 250 pounds dropping on her.
let's see this. Gabi Cui. And look at Len. She just stood her ground, but
Iba ang lakas na loob na referee, ano?
ako nga siguro 10 feet away pa lang, umaatras na ako eh. Officials timeout. I can't believe only 6 seconds have gone by in this quarter.
Well, they may have actually inadvertently knocked over the electronic clock. And so they'll be resetting the game clock and the scoreboard, and we'll take a short break.
Winston, now in a new international pack. Hartman, the MBA under fashion. Hartman, the only undergarment made of 100% super cone cotton.
Well, finally, Butch, Apollo Lim hits a three-point shot with 10 and 28 to go in the second quarter.
And cutting the lead of Pampanga to 2. Alam mo ito si Apollo, may go signal naman siya talagang bumitaw mula sa labas.
And Estong Ballesteros, difficult shot deep underneath. Dave Bautista makes it look easy. No! Gabby Cui went up without the ball.
And a foul will be called on Billy Reyes. But that's probably the best that the Miners can do as far as interior defense is concerned. Wait until the big men put the ball on the floor and try to grab it.
Pero dikit ang ating laban. Dalawa lang ang hinahabol ng Surigao Miners. They've got 2 fouls, however. That last one was on Billy Reyes.
I'm taking a look at the bench of Surigao. Armoni Liagas seems to be acting like an assistant coach na rin.
He and Tata Marata are actually listed as assistant
Okay,
coaches.
it's interesting because...
Pero pwede pa sila maglaro eh.
Oh, well, Liagas was still suited up.
For the Davao Eagles.
And actually for Surigao earlier
Yes.
this season. There was also Tata Marata that I was quite surprised na, you know, he's still young. He could still play, I think.
Ayaw na ng sakit ng katawan.
Oo.
Tato Morano knocks in another basket, 27-23.
But as we keep mentioning, Surigao giving Pampanga a tough fight.
Oh yes, Kanding squeezing through the defense with that lefty.
Ano matawag ko din sa Surigao talaga with all their young coaches and of course inputs coming from Handing and Billy Reyes. Handing of course was an assistant for Cagayan de Oro last year. Ito yung tawag ko din sa team ito, democracy in action.
Kung ano ang kailangan yun na gagawin.
Katulong-tulong talaga.
Yes. Bayanihan. May foul si Ronnie Kahanding. His first 3 on Surigao, and we have another report from Bobby Yan.
Yes, Bill, sabi nga nila, basketball, a game of mismatches. At ang nakikita mismatch ng Surigao, itong si Apollo Lim on Estong Ballesteros. Yan ang pinuntahan nila early in the first quarter para posibleng mapunta sa foul trouble itong si Estong Ballesteros. And Coach Ian Sanchez, hinihingi sa players na box out dahil nakakaapat na offensive na itong rebound itong Pampanga sa nakaraan ng first quarter. Last 2 plays, si Gabby Cui naka-offensive rebound. Yan ang iniwasan nila. Guys, back to you.
Pero ano pang pwedeng gawin ng Surigao?
Well, that pwede naman lang katawanin because Rodriguez and Lim are wide body, so they can box out and just have the little guys come in and pick up the rebounds. Pero lumbas na nga, puwasok na ito si Manny Victorino, giving the team a lot more size.
At saka unahan lang sa pwesto yan eh.
Oo.
Kahanding took a 3-pointer. Rodriguez pushed off before getting the offensive board.
And a foul will be called on Apollo Lim.
27-25. That will put Surigao in penalty with still 8 and 58 to go. Pumasok na si Cadel Mosqueda at si Long David.
It looks like Ian Sanchez. And siguro nga Ian dapat yan dahil Ryan ang first name niya.
Outside shots not really falling for Pampanga, but who cares when you can get the offensive rebound?
And you know what? That gives your shooters a lot of confidence. Kasi alam nila na kahit magminti sila, merong re-rebound na malaki. So they will get another chance to score. Meanwhile, Manny Victorino there on the putback.
Oh, si Manny talagang noon pa yung kiti-kiti sa court eh. Always moving, always looking for an opening. Ballesteros has been having problems finding the handle. Double dribble on Apollo Lim and he's hopping mad. Sabi niya, hindi naman ako eh.
From what I understand, the problems of Ballesteros stem from the fact that he has hands that are quite small for a guy his size.
Yes. Unlike, let's say, a Dondon Ontiveros, who's got extremely large hands. And that's as far as we will go in terms of anatomical references. 29-27, Surigao with the tying basket. Reyes swatted away by Danny Mosley,
who's in the ballgame for the first time. Danny Mosley, highly regarded Phil-Am, actually signed up as sort of a project because from what I understand, he is still quite raw. He is not yet a finished product, far from it. In fact, he's extremely young. He's only 20 or 21 years old.
Pero nakikita mo, Butch, yung mga...
He has the physical skills.
Oo, yung mga ibang team ngayon, ang hinahanap nila, malaking point guard na. No? But of course, you still have to earn your salt against Billy Reyes.
Oh, yes. He has taught a lot more lessons to players than he has forgotten.
Oh, yeah. Field goal shooting, Dragons 2 out of 7. The Miners 4 out of 6. That's why it's close. Apollo Lim, ito may mismatch laban kay Ariel Garcia. They clear it out. Lim goes the other way. There's help. There's a foul. Almost a basket too.
And I love watching the bench of the Miners, the way they react to every play. This is something we didn't see before.
Yes. Precisely. You see the camaraderie there. Kulang na lang sigawan nila yung bola na pumasok.
Ang napansin ko sa Surigao, and this is not really a knock on the way the team is built, they have a lot of good role players, a lot of players who can really come in off the bench or play as reserves and make an impact on a game. The problem is you're starting. You're in the first 5 when they should be coming off the bench.
And speaking of first 5, nagbalik na si Ato Morano at si Dave Bautista, kaya masamang balita yan para sa Surigao Miners. 29-28 now. 7:53 to go, second quarter. And later on Adidas halftime action, we will have Butch Maniego's highlights of this first 24 minutes. Morano, hindi makalusot kay Kahanding. Ballesteros, kahit sino lulusutan, nawala naman ang bola. Mosley kicks it out. Morano slips, throw it away to Manny Victorino. Manny Victorino gives it up. Kahanding takes it all the way. Tough defensive stand by Mosley, and the Miners uncoordinated on that effort. Mosqueda nagmamadaling tumira.
And that was a great defensive stop on part of Pampanga. They could have
yes.
easily given up 2 points, but they were steadfast.
Mosley sacrificing his body there. Lim trying to cheat on defense, gave up the layup. And later on, we will also have a halftime feature on Buboy Tanige.
The fish.
Lim feeling good. Second three-point shot. At
I think Surigao has found its scorer.
yes, 16 na puntos ni Apollo Lim, and he's tied the game. Yes,
16.
yes, he has 16.
He has one of those nights or those days.
He's heading in that direction. Morano binitawan. Ito naman si Ballesteros, medyo nahihirapan.
Kailangan talaga niya isuot yung kanyang kurbata. Yung mga casual na tira niya ayaw.
Apollo Lim almost rattled it in, and you could hear the crowd shrieking with anticipation. Taps it from behind. Oh, bad pass by Billy Reyes.
And he knew it.
Morano sa ilalim, Dave Bautista.
And Billy Reyes, that's a big mistake on his part. He turned the ball over, then he refuses to play defense at the other end. So it's something that he must work on.
Mukhang may iniinda pang sakit sa tuhod ito si Billy. Apollo Lim, good positioning. Partially deflected. Reyes tried to swipe it from Dave Bautista. Andy De Guzman and Jasper Javier will come back in as you take a second look at this DHL assist. Every second counts. We have a timeout by Surigao. At the end of every NBA game, we select a Caltex star player. 33-31, 5:39 to go. Butch, ito na yung pangalawang pagkakataon na tila hindi sinasamantala ng Surigao Miners yung penalty situation ng Pampanga.
Well, totoo yan. Well, besides the fact that it's actually Surigao that's in the penalty. At itong Pampanga actually hindi nagsasamantala. Although they've been going inside, but the defense of Surigao has been able to hold without giving up any fouls. And 0 on the shot clock means a turnover. Shot clock violation by the Dragons, 33-31.
And here's our nasty, refreshing face of the day, Annalise Anos, a student here at Rios College. Watch out for the MBA Nesty Splash Ban. He's coming your way. Gonna hand out a lot of money if you're watching the MBA games. Ba't tayo hindi kasali dun?
Siyempre, hindi pwede.
Pampanga trying to push it up, but Surigao very quick to get back on defense. Ronnie Canting now has 4 points.
Air ball by Morales. That's way offline.
I get the feeling, Butch, that the Pampanga Dragons are going to their shooters a little bit too much. Or they could be pounding the ball inside.
Parang ayaw nilang i-risk pumunta sa ilalim when that is where they have a huge advantage. Unless Romy Lopez is keeping that in reserve for perhaps the second half, perhaps even the fourth quarter when they need to go inside.
Alam mo,
Ayaw nilang mabasa muna ng Surigao yung kanilang gustong gawin.
Jasper Javier, strong drive. Cadel Mosqueda, good trail job.
Jepe Javier, we fondly call him the surfer dude. Because he does love surfing. That's why he moved to Surigao.
Oh,
That's what I heard.
I guess to do that and earn a living too, out of banging underneath. And you can see Surigao really trying to clamp down on the big guys of Pampanga.
And that should be a future halftime feature we should do. Jepe Javier surfing.
Okay,
I do a lot of surfing too.
but yours is with the right hand and a mouse.
On the net.
First foul on Mosqueda.
And we have a Colt 45 strong move there, Bill.
Oh, yes. Long the bid at the free throw line. Pretty good free throw shooter for a center.
And you know, one thing I also notice about Long David is he makes the front end of the 1-and-1. He is very articulate when it comes to explaining the nuances of the game. And I really think that he just might become one of the tallest head coaches ever in the Philippines in the future.
Unless he thinks of joining us here on the TV panel.
Which is probably not a bad idea too.
And probably a lot less stressful too.
But he's still very young. He has a long ways to go in his
Oo.
professional career.
Saka maganda dyan bilang sentro. Very even-tempered.
Yes.
Steal by Tangking Sen. 4-on-2 situation. Great passing by the Dragons. They get another shot. David blocked by Victorino and it's traveling. Great recovery.
And great defense on the part of the Miners. And the fans here appreciate the effort, as we keep mentioning.
You know, the fans here are really very vocal, and this is what looks like a great pass break and suddenly becomes a dikit na dikit shot block brought to you by Volcasil. 35 all, what do you know? Victorino, nice drop step, overshot it, pero the Miners, they're really crashing the boards. Another 4-on-2 situation. De Guzman barreling in. Offensive foul. Javier Mosqueda was just right outside the no-charge zone.
And De Guzman could not believe it. Kasi ang feeling niya, kinilusan siya ng balikat nito si Mosqueda. But Mosqueda stood his ground.
And you see that dotted half circle under the hoop. That's the no-charge zone. If you get bumped inside by an offensive player, that's not a charge. Tutakan lang yan eh.
Well, actually, there are extreme cases na pwede kang tawagan. Yung, especially yung kapag sumisipa ka, yun.
Yan.
Iba yun. But that's that's a different call, actually.
Right. Pampanga, by the way, has 8 turnovers in this quarter. Surigao only 3. So that's one reason why Pampanga's advantage in offensive rebounding has been neutralized.
And Surigao is doing a lot of overplaying.
Yes.
And that has resulted in those turnovers. That's number 9.
Talagang makamay itong mga Surigao players.
Makamay na. Medyo magulo pa. Hindi, tingnan mo lang yung lineup sa sahig ngayon eh.
Oo. Walang hindi magulang dyan. Billy Reyes trying a three-point shot.
And we're not talking about parenthood either.
We're using the street term. Under 3 minutes to go. Now the main thing for Surigao is to sustain this energy till the second half. Garcia for 3.
And the Miners will give Garcia that shot all day long if he wants it.
Victorino babying that recovery and gives up a foul.
Well, there is a foul.
At si Manny Victorino naghahanap ng kakamping referee. So when we come back, it'll be a 1-and-1 probably for short Tangking Sen. We have a timeout by Pampanga.
Mobile Line Battery, ang bateryang matagalan. Hartman, the MBA under fashion. Hartman, the only undergarment made of 100% super cone cotton.
We are deadlocked at 35, and Surigao has given up 6 fouls. Pampanga only 2. Shot tanking Sen at the free throw line dahil sa isang foul ni Manny Victorino.
I'm just surprised that somebody's selling hamburgers inside the stadium. Trying to treat everybody here. Kaya lang, bayad na sila eh. Sila, sorry sila. Nilibot sana ako.
Sayang, no? Nahuli pa. Ako na lang. Well, we've seen it all, and our leading candidate for the Hardiflex King of the Boards is Cadel Mosqueda. And he's got the basketball now, trying to fake off Ballesteros. Unsuccessful.
And Dave Bautista draws a foul from Manny Victorino.
Who was trying to draw a foul from Dave Bautista. At hindi nakuha sa acting. Samantala may isa pang ulat si Pia Gonzalez tungkol sa Pampanga Dragons. Pia?
Bill, kung akala nyo dahil wala na si Coach Aris De Rosario ay wala na sisigaw sa huddle ng Pampanga Dragons ay nagkakamali kayo. Si Coach Romy Lopez eh kasing lakas din ng boses pag nagagalit at ngayon talagang galit na galit siya dahil sabi niya napakalamya ng depensa ng Pampanga Dragons. Parang sabi niya hindi sila mananalo kung ganyan sila depensa. He wants them to extend out on defense right now. Bill Butch, back to you.
Well, I guess some things never change. What would the Pampanga Dragons be like with coach who doesn't yell?
Hindi,
Very
requirement yata yun sa Pampanga Dragons.
Jasper Javier with his third personal sends Andy De Guzman to the line. Toring for Javier, and the outside shot is something that has been missing since Apollo Lim hit a couple of three-point shots for Surigao. De Guzman finally pushes Pampanga ahead. 1 minute 59 seconds to go till halftime.
But quite a low-scoring game because we've seen Surigao involved in some doozies.
Some plays it should
Yes.
be better with a degree of difficulty attached to them.
Oh,
Reña now bringing it up. I think they're really nursing the injury to Billy Reyes' knee. The Miners go inside. Somebody got bumped. Referee Kanya points to Dave Bautista, his third personal foul. And then quickly, Gabi Gui comes back.
because Bautista is already in foul trouble.
Oo. At kailangan nila si Dave.
And speaking of prototypes, itong si Sunny Toring looks like a prototype shooter with the build and the lankiness.
Carreño wants to look inside to Apollo Lim, who's been trying to abuse Estong Ballesteros. Turnaround shot. Apollo Lim's really been very consistent. 18 points. Got practically half the output of Surigao.
And we're tied again. Ang dami nating deadlock na yung araw na to.
Oh. Ballesteros waiting for the double team. Legal defense on Billy Reyes. Camping out at the free throw line.
Sixth deadlock of the ball game. And either team has been able to take a big lead. I think 4 points is the biggest lead
Yes.
by both sides. So talagang dikit pupukan talaga itong laban na ito.
Nakita mo na nahihirapan magpumiglas itong Pampanga Dragons. Ballesteros struggling. Fall away one-hander by Estong.
Speaking of degree of difficulty,
Estong the Strong, as they call him back in San Fernando, Pampanga. Apollo Lim, not this time. 39-37. Baon na sa penalty itong Surigao, pero sa labas naman pumupukol ang Pampanga. And finally, Ballesteros bouncing off two bodies there. I think he caught something on the kisser. Second foul on Apollo Lim.
medyo matigas yung foul na binigay ni Apollo Lim.
Morano replaces Garcia
For the final 33 seconds. It's probably a good move because somehow Romy Lopez knows that they will get the ball back whatever Surigao does. And it's good to have an option like Morano who can take the shot quickly.
And you have to remember, Romy Lopez was an outside shooter. So he has a certain sympathy
Yes.
for outside shooters. Ronnie Kahanding had his knee taped up very heavily. Dalawa na sila ni Billy Reyes. May balot sa tuhod. Pampanga gets the ball back and they will use up clock.
And shot clock in 10, telling his teammates, I have a reason why I'm setting up. It's too early.
De Guzman.
There's a mismatch there.
Taking three. Yes!
De Guzman and Billy Reyes.
Getting tangled up
Yes.
there. Reyes has to keep his cool. Stolen by Morano. Driving left-handed layup does not go. Jareño tapping it to nobody. Nevertheless, a 5-point lead for Pampanga will stick going into halftime. 42-37. We'll be back with Butch Maniego's highlights, our Buboy Tanige feature, Adidas halftime action, and all our other stuff as you take a look at the Caraga Trade Center's high-quality, world-class products. We'll be back.
Do you know this song?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's check out our Budweiser MBA buddies for today. How's the output so far? Ato Murano, not too big in terms of numbers. Billy Reyes still pretty solid.
So medyo lamang yung pares ng Surigao Miners kumpara sa Pampanga as far as scoring goes. But as we mentioned, itong Pampanga, they have the deeper bench. They have more sources of scoring. At medyo nahuli bumalik sa court itong Pampanga Dragons. Ronnie Kahanding asking referee Noel Caña to call it technical on the Dragons.
Yan ang sinasabi natin, gulang.
Oo. Talagang parenthood, grabe. Sa panig ng Surigao.
But actually, the referee could hand the ball to the Miners.
Yes.
And they could score with the Dragons not being on the court.
Pero hindi sport yun.
Oh, tama, tama. Now the Dragons finally making their way out of the dugout. 42-37 is the count. The Urios gym here in Butuan, Agusan, has been quiet past couple of minutes. And usually it's been the Dragons ending the quarter on a high note.
Oh, yun ang magiging problema ng Surigao. And if that should become the case, especially in the fourth quarter, that's going to be trouble.
So the 5 on the floor for Surigao. Tanige, Rodriguez, Mosqueda, Kahanding, and a new face, Hipolito.
Yes, actually, Hipolito's been off and on the lineup ng Surigao Miners. He plays the big guard position. Medyo binaba muna itong si Joel Bona, and they want to give Hipolito a look-see to find out whether he has what it takes to stay in the NBA perhaps for another season next year.
Meanwhile, for Pampanga, we have Morano, Tangking Sen, De Guzman, David, and Bautista. Kahanding chucks up a 3, falls into the hands of Rodriguez at pinasa niya sa amin. Hindi mo tayo naka-uniforme yan.
Ang buti lang, si Marvin, magaling mag-deflect. Para siyang
Oo,
goalie.
galing talaga niyan.
Bagong goal.
Salamat naman. Hindi nyo na itatanong, medyo mainit ng konti dito sa Urios Gym. And check out the halftime numbers, Butch. Rebounding, really going the way of the Dragons.
So we expected that. And 13-7 edge in offensive rebounds. Pampanga 44% from the field, 37% for Surigao. Second chance points also, as expected, dominated by the Dragons.
Dave Bautista, 9.6 rebounds.
Pretty good day already for Bautista.
Oh.
Pero siyempre madadagdagan pa yan dahil nasa third quarter pa lang tayo.
Tanige gives it back to Mosqueda. Shot clock winding down. Somebody called for 3 seconds. It was Tanige. At ngayon, galing sa dugout ng Surigao Miners, Bobby Yan.
Yes, Bill, more intensity. Anya ni Coach, ni Apollo Lim, they will show twice the intensity they showed against San Juan. At kita nga natin, pinahirapan nila ang defending national champion. Ang problema lang nila, bumibitiw sila sa fourth quarter. At nakita nga natin, Bill and Butch, at the end of the second quarter, bumitiw sila. Kaya nakalayo itong Pampanga Dragons. Coach Sanchez also gusto pang tumakbo. Anya, Pampanga doing a good job slowing down the pace. Kailangan nilang tumakbo dahil sa mga opportunities nila sa fast break, ay nakascore sila. So intensity at fast breaks. Guys, back to you.
Okay, hinga ng malalim, Bobby. Samantala, nanulak sa ilalim si Ferdinand Rodriguez at napituhan 44-37. First team foul on Surigao. Morano kicking it out, stolen by Tanige.
So Tabigue looking for somebody to give the ball to instead of towards the basket, which is a good trade for a point guard.
Yes, Rodriguez with an offensive rebound, and now Pia Gonzalez has the word on the Dragons.
Yes, Bill, sa dugout naman ng Pampanga Dragons, karamihan ng panahon ay inuukol sa pagdiskusyon tungkol sa tendencies nitong si Apollo Lim at bakit naman hindi at halftime and nakaka-18 points na ito. And of course, the word is you cannot leave him alone. He's a very smart player, mahilig mag-fake kaya't hindi dapat sila kumagat. Right now, the Surigao Miners are also looking for mismatches kaya't pag small man ang makatapat dito kay Lim, kailangan bilis na darating ang double team. However, the Pampanga Dragons have to have very good ball vision and floor vision dahil they will have to be aware of the cutters. Bill Butch, back to you.
Meanwhile, big development. Dave Bautista picked up his 4th personal foul. Nice pass from Buboy Tanige to Cadel Mosqueda.
At yung immediate reaction on the bench of Surigao really shows the newfound spirit of togetherness and unity on the side of Surigao. Meanwhile, Mosqueda will complete the 3-point play and the lead is back down to 2 for the Dragons.
At ang masama pa niya para sa Pampanga, napaupo si Dave Bautista. Ang humahalili sa kanya si Gabby Cui. Bill Velasco here with Butch Maniego, Pia Gonzalez, and Bobby Yan coming to you from courtside at the Urios Gym. The Surigao Miners hosting the Pampanga Dragons and not being too hospitable either.
Oh, pinahihirapan na. They're giving Pampanga everything they could handle at this stage.
Second foul on Cadel Mosqueda. The strong move brought to you by Colt 45.
And it's Ferdinand Rodriguez na siyang bida dun sa play na yun.
Ballesteros gathering momentum. Put back, nope. And the Miners now crowding the basket. Risky pass from Tanigi to Mosqueda. Binalik sa loob. Rodriguez pounding it in. No!
Tanigi with another offensive rebound.
Oh, at si Tanigi, tatlo na ang rebound. Trying an alley-oop. Polito saves it. Mosqueda, nagmamadali pa rin. Pero ito, pasok. Tabla na naman tayo.
At 8 points lang ginagawa ni Cadel Mosqueda. And the Dragons just couldn't shake the Miners.
Approaching the 9-minute mark. If you're the Dragons, should you really start getting worried?
Oo, dapat. Dahil they're giving Surigao a lot of confidence by allowing them to stay on their heels.
Foul is on Rodriguez, his third. A lot of banging inside is producing some casualties here.
At nakakatakot lang. Baka mamaya magkapikunan.
Yon. Baka magkaubusan pa ng player. Double screen for De Guzman. Good play.
Sabi nga na, laro-laro lang yan hanggang merong masungkitan ng mata.
Yon. 46-44. Tanige had a look at the three. Has another look, leans into it. Too weak, gets an offensive rebound. Squeezes off. A reverse layup. Buboy Tanige, my goodness.
I believe you, Bill, when you say he's from around here because it seems most of the fans here really love Buboy Tanige.
Oh, they do, they do.
And a steal forced by Tanige.
Tanige shaking things up. High step pass from Kahanding to Rodriguez. Couldn't field it. And yung sinasabi mo kanina, when role players are forced to step into starter roles. Ian Sanchez, of course, you can't really blame him. I mean, he knows his players are simply overachievers at this stage.
Totoo yan. But, well, they're hoping that next year they can add a couple of players who can step in and perform right away.
Yes.
In starting positions. Some big names are reportedly courting too.
Do tell.
Not today.
At bumalik si Jareño para sa Surigao. Mukhang si Polito ay naputokan ng labi. Bravo to Ballesteros. He's gotten the shots but he hasn't gotten them to drop. De Guzman misfiring.
At nagpe-pay off talaga yung ginagawang overplaying defense ng Surigao because they're forcing Pampanga to make bad passes and they're capitalizing on the turnovers.
Roel Bravo will try to direct operations for Pampanga, which is seriously being challenged here. Kahanding. Shot was flat. Gabi Cui pulls it out of the air.
Parang every time Surigao has a chance to take the lead, hindi ayaw bumagsak ng bola.
Yes. Bravo trying to rub off a screen. Pick and roll does not produce dividends. Sloppy passing by Pampanga.
And Kanding with a wise move to just let the ball go out of bounds.
At kita nyo ito, naputokan ng labi nga si Polito, gaya ng ating nabanggit. 46 all. It's been that way for a couple of minutes now. Ariel Garcia will be sent back in by Romy Lopez.
Offensive foul.
Looks like it's on Kahanding.
Probably being a bit too frisky inside.
That's his second. Foul number 3 on Surigao. And the Miners want to regroup so they can push ahead. We'll find out if they do just that after this break.
Now in a new international pack.
And at the end of each and every MBA game, we choose a Caltex star player. Ballesteros working on Mosqueda. Sa loob kay Bravo. Naipit.
Yun, diagram play na ginawa ng Pampanga, but it's still broken up by Surigao.
Tanigue weaving through the defense. Blocked by Morano. Ahead of the pack, Garcia. Challenged by Kandeng. He's hammered.
Garcia knew it was coming. He actually prepared for it.
Oh yes, at ngayon, kaya natin ang ating Eskinol Master Guap of the game, Eric Flores, 19 years old. Wow, maraming guwapo pala dito sa Butuan.
Well, 6:27 to go.
Ariel Garcia knocks in the first and finally breaks the deadlock. 6 minutes 27 in the third quarter.
By the way, after this game, it'll be Davao against Pangasinan.
Mga takbuhan na naman yun.
Oh, and I hope our broadcast team is already there. Alam mo, minsan, unpredictable ng traffic sa North Expressway.
Sabagay, kahit tayo rin naman. Our flight was slightly delayed. Standing, muscling his way up. And Garcia put his hand down.
Alam mo,
Foul yun.
tenet yan ng depensa. Just keep your hands up and they will not call a foul on you.
Oh no. This dikit na dikit shot locks brought to you by Volcasil.
Machiato Morales.
Well from the outside, Butch, not making any of his 5 3-point attempts.
Well, he has 8 points in the ball game. Pero yun nga, nawawalang elemento sa laro ng Pampanga this year actually. Yung kanilang 3-point shooting. That's why they got Roel Bravo from Negros in a bid to shore up yung kanilang 3-point shooting gallery. Dahil dapat marami yan, hindi lamang isa yung threat.
Oo. Para pag merong minamalas, may pamalit. 48-47, a split from the line for the Miners. Nasa penalty muli ang Surigao at ang Pampanga. Dalawang foul pa. Ballesteros went up, had it knocked away. 7 seconds on their shot clock. At hirap na hirap namang makapasok ngayon ng Pampanga. Kasi mukhang alam ng Surigao na hindi pumapasok yung tira sa labas.
And that's why Pampanga has no choice but to go inside, which is where the Surigao Miners are lying in wait.
Garcia, good first step short on the one-hander.
Kaya tumama sa pan ni Rodriguez bago lumabas. Interesting question now for Surigao. How long will Coach Ian Sanchez leave Apollo Lim out of the game? Because he had a hot hand. He had 18 points in the first half, but he's still staying on the bench more than halfway through the third period.
Well, he's still got a lot of material. He's got Victorino, Pimentel, and Billy Reyes on the bench.
And that's where the setup comes for Pampanga, and Bravo delivers the good.
6 points for Roel Bravo, 51-47.
At pareho yun, 3-point shot. So sabi nga natin, yan ang dahilan kung ba't pinasok si Bravo sa lineup ng Pampanga.
Tama.
Canding's trying to post up Garcia. Finally gets the ball.
Gusto niyang samantalahin. Deflected. Rano pushing it up. Garcia gusto makauna. Nandun naman si Gabby Cui. Fall away is out. Really tight defense inside by Surigao.
And right now, there's also a concerted effort on the part of Surigao to deny Pampanga those second chance points.
Illegal defense call. And this will probably be a technical. And meanwhile, Bobby Yan has more data on the Miners.
Okay, Bill, nakahinga na ako. Ito si Jerry Hipolito, nakagat niyang kanyang dila. So it's bleeding profusely. Kumakain siya ng ice ngayon. Sabi ng doktor, pag dumugo pa yan, hindi na pwedeng pumasok. Coach Sanchez relying on Kahanding in this game. Sabi nga niya, scoring below averages si Kahanding. So importante si Kahanding in today's ballgame. Guys, back to you.
All right, meanwhile, Edwin Pimentel checks back in after being out for such a long time.
Mula first quarter. Ronnie Kahanding will now sit down for Apollo Lim.
4:52. And you know, Butch, isa pa yan siguro na kailangan makabisado ng ating mga bagong head coach, yung substitution pattern, yung timing. Lalo na pagkagaya ni Apollo Lim na nag-iinit.
Pwede kong bansak ng Samson ito dahil parang ang lakas niya eh.
Totoo. Apollo na, Samson pa. Boy, Surigao really in a bind. That's a foul by Jareño.
That's a good foul to give up unless they call it an advantage foul. Or a breakaway dahil it's gonna be 2 shots dahil clear advantage na yung Pampanga sa fast break.
Lamang na. Penalty na Surigao kaya na amin nabanggit. 4.5 minuto na lang nalalabis sa third quarter. Pumasok muli si Long David para madagdagan naman ang laki ng Pampanga Dragons. You know, I find it kind of curious that Ballesteros plays the 4 spot when, if I remember correctly, more or less, parang 3 ang laro niya eh.
Totoo yan, pero napipilitan ang Pampanga to use him because he has a lot of size. He is 6'4". But they use him as a power forward para bilisan yung laro.
Yes.
Pero ngayon, sa alignment na to, they have Gabby Cui and Long David on the floor at the same time.
So,
Then Ballesteros can move down.
Manny Victorino returns, replacing Cadel Mosqueda, and it seems that they're really limiting the playing time of Billy Reyes because of that bandage around his knee.
And Ariel Garcia giving Pampanga 6-point lead. At mo, ito yung gustong matchup ni Coach Ian Sanchez. Victorino on Long David. Ito yung papasok si David, ando si Victorino.
Lim backing in against Ballesteros. There's the double team.
And he forced the shot.
Di ba natututong pumasa pag na-double? 53-47. Pampanga leading by 6.
Or how to be a bit more patient also.
Yes.
Dampan ng oras yung shot clock, pinilit mo yung tira.
Bravo, pinopost yan si Pimentel. Kick out, David. Shot clock down to 1 second. David beats it.
Well, Victorino trying to gamble on a steal, paid for it dearly as David had a clear lane to the basket.
And this is the biggest lead of the game. 8 points for Pampanga. Victorino gustong sumalaksak, pinasa kay Rodriguez.
Apollo Lim trying to put back.
And in the last 2 minutes, Surigao has not scored. Up and under by Ariel Garcia. And now it's a 10-point advantage for Pampanga. At kailangan ng timeout ng Surigao Miners. 30-second timeout brought to you by Winston in a new international pack. Let's listen in to Coach Ian Sanchez.
Huwag niyo i-force yung tira niyo. May open ha, tayo open. Huwag kang magpapapressure. Pagkat dinilay ka dito, lumabang ka, kunin mo yung bola. Ikaw yung point dyan eh. Pag dinilay ka niya, mas mahihirapan tayo magbaba ng bola, kahit nandiyan si Alic. Let's go! Ba't bumibigay tayo? Third quarter pa lang ito, bumibigay na kayo. Let's go!
So a simple wake-up call from Coach Ian Sanchez. So ano ba? Baga pa.
You're collapsing ahead of schedule.
Ang lupit mo. Samantala, ito may yelo sa tuhod ni Murano. Let's check out this dikit na dikit shot lock brought to you by Focus Hill. Apollo Lim.
Here's the double team. And Long David blindsiding Lim to a certain degree.
9-0 run for Pampanga.
O kanina, isa lang ang lamang nila. All of a sudden, it's a 10-point lead. And now Surigao has that much more work to do to get back in this game.
Look at Roel Bravo really handcuffing Pimentel. And seriously, Roel Bravo is one of the most irritating people to be guarding you in the NBA. And that's a compliment. Here's a fast break brought to you by FedEx. We live to deliver. Bravo finding the handle. Finding the open man. Del Garcia finding the basket.
A lot of smoothness also on the part of Garcia to deliver that shot.
Victorino at the high post. Lim trying to make room. Areño can't drain it. Bravo's outlet blocked. Pimentel 3-on-2. Chris Theroux is deflected. Surigao has only scored 1 point in the last 5 minutes. Bravo for 3.
And he had all day to shoot that. However, he missed.
Javier.
That was a bullet dodged by Surigao.
Muntik na. 57-47, 2.5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
And if you're wondering why there's a lot of noise when Pampanga makes a shot, looks like there's a sizable Pampanga contingent here in Butuan.
Pampanga stepping on the gas. A bid against Victorino. Legal defense call, and Ariel Garcia was all the way out to the officials' table and nobody was guarding him. So Pampanga will be shooting a technical after this timeout. They lead by 10. Ano bang may dadagdag ng Surigao sa laro nila para maipreno ito? Dahil pati si Ato Murano, king of the boards leader na. Eh, gwardiya lang yan.
Oh. Well, one thing that Surigao had been trying to do is trying to run with the Dragons. Sinasabihan nila yung bilis ng laro ng Pampanga at hindi umi-epekto yun dahil hindi naman sila naiiwanan. Nahirapan pa silang gumawa ng puntos. Something they could consider is slowing it down and putting a bit more emphasis in getting the ball at the low post area. Victorino, Javier, and even Apollo Lim. Apollo Lim also must be more responsible with the shots that he is taking. He's taking some poor shots here in the third period, and that does not help his team.
Long the bid. Looks a pass inside. Roel Bravo changes direction. That's veteran smart. Meanwhile, Pia Gonzalez has some news for Pampanga.
Yes, Bill, for the first time, there was a hint of a smile on the face of Coach Romy Lopez, and this is because he's happy with the kind of help defense that his boys has shown to par. Kailangan ngayon magpatuloy pa rin silang mag-usap, lalong-lalo sa depensa at mamaya pag kailangan patuloy pa rin tutukan itong si Apollo Lim. Just a quick note on Ato Murano, ngayon ina-ice down ang tuhod niya. Medyo may tumama sa tuhod niya kanina. Masakit daw, pero it's nothing serious. He'll be back in the game. Bill, Butch, back to you.
Thanks, Pia. Ariel Garcia forcing a steal off Jareño, and Jareño giving up a foul. At ngayon nagbalik na si Billy Reyes dahil 13 na ang lamang ng Pampanga. Delikado na ang Surigao. Remember, Surigao loses today. All their hopes for moving on in the NBA postseason will be dashed. Ballesteros inside. Gabby Cui gets a putback. Gabby Cui really takes up a lot of space inside.
And it's a 14-0 run now by Pampanga.
And Surigao throws the ball away. Pampanga, you can practically feel their confidence growing.
Well, they're playing a lot more like the defending champions. And then Ballesteros takes a bad shot.
That's okay. Surigao has only scored 1 point in the last 7 minutes. That's sad.
Namatay yung opensa bigla ng Surigao after going along well for most of this ball game. Bravo, 1-1 situation. Only 1 minute and 3 seconds remaining here in the third period.
Bravo gets the front end.
would say that Bravos really sparked the Dragons here at this stage when he came into the ball game. You see he has 10 points now. But more than the points, it's his harassment. Apollo Lim just gave Ruel Bravo a something to remember him by. And he's called for the foul even before the inbound was made.
And it didn't come from any tourist souvenir shop, I can tell you that.
So take a look at this. There's the basket. Apollo Lim. Bang. That's a foul.
Where'd that ball come from? 64-47. Pampanga really trying to blow away the Surigao Miners.
And good spacing on the part of the Dragons.
Ballesteros let it slip. Apollo Lim fouled and makes it.
Well, that's a bad decision on the part of
Trash
Bravo.
talking Ruel Bravo. Bravo just pushing him away, and I think Lim is pretty upset. And Bravo said, teka muna, ano bang...
Yan yung sinasabi natin, laro-laro lang until may masakta na.
Oo, pikon talo. Nung linapitan na ng referee, bati na sila.
Let's take a look at this. Sana ituloy natin up to the reaction.
Okay, this is a fast break brought to you by FedEx. We live to deliver.
Ayan. Okay. And Bravo just trying to, well, if the guy is like 5 or 6 inches taller than you are, you try to make him laugh before he kills you.
At least you did something good.
3-point play by Apollo Lim.
Got a warning for unsportsmanlike conduct.
And there's a delay of game warning. Surigao.
Too close to the inbounder. 50 seconds left in the third quarter.
Full court press now being employed by Surigao.
Tapped out by Billy Reyes. Went off the foot of Ruel Bravo. And Bravo is starting to succumb to the pressure.
No, medyo pumapasok na sa ulo niya yung mind games na ginagamit ng Surigao. Maybe that's the point of the game where he must sit down now or short Tamkin Sen.
Medyo pagod na rin si Ruel.
Oo. But he did his job. He fueled this breakaway.
64-50. Both teams in the penalty. Reyes asking for a pick. Wasn't firm enough. Reyes swallowed up by the defense. Victorino kicking it out. Clock down to 9.
Medyo mahabang oras pa yan.
Down to 6. Areño over the entire Pampanga defense. 12 na lang ang lamang ng Pampanga. Underneath, Galiqui fouled by Areño.
Tough foul given up by Aldrich Areño.
Oh.
No layups. The law being enforced by Surigao at this stage.
And look at Galiqui. He looked like he wanted to slam this.
And Areño goes, not in our house. Or at least not in our rented apartment. Another warning for unsportsmanlike conduct. Looks like we're in for an explosive fourth quarter, Bill, in more ways than one.
Oo. Sigurado yan. Dito pa lang, bumubuelo na eh. First free throw goes in for Galiqui. Sort of quells the threat temporarily.
Raniga is giving a warning for continuous complaining.
And the rest of the bench telling him, shut up!
15 seconds, a lot of time for Surigao to mount an offensive.
Tangking Sen harassing Billy Reyes. Reyes fires a long three-pointer. Short. Tangking Sen looks up, fires a long one of his own, almost but not quite. Billy Reyes throws it the other way.
Ba't ka nagmamadali ang mga tao dito?
65-52 is the count at the end of 3 quarters. And you're looking at...
Well, Butuan is known as Timber City, Bill.
Oh, yes.
And
Timber
they're showing
City in the
what?
South.
Yeah.
We'll be back with the fourth quarter, and it's gonna be explosive. Be right back. And once more, we'd like to thank Lay Tin Bake Shop for our snacks.
Hindi, nakita ko na yan.
Ah, okay. Hindi mo ako binigyan.
Nakita ko lang naman yung sinabing kinain.
65-52. The Dragons with a big explosion at the end of the fourth quarter. Shot Tangking Sen just drilling through the defense. Steal by Ballesteros, and Surigao getting very lax. They turn the ball over, then they get another technical for illegal defense.
Surigao turned the ball over 9 times in the third quarter
Sakit sa mata yun.
compared to only 7 for Pampanga. Pampanga shooting 37% from the field, 33% for Surigao. Medyo dikit pa naman yung mga numero, pero nakalayo nga ang Pampanga because they were able to make 8 of 9 from the free throw line. So it's that early entry into the penalty that really made life tough for Surigao in the third quarter. Kaya nakalayo itong Dragons.
68-52. Rano isolated against Jareño. Nasa ilalim si Ballesteros. Turn around. A lot of people forget he's left-handed.
And Pepe Javier also committed that sin.
70-52 now.
And this is really important for Pampanga, for them to score at least a win here. You know, pick up some of the momentum going into the playoffs.
Victorino from the outside. Kasi pagbalik ng Laguna, sunod-sunod na naman ang laro ng Lakers.
And the Lakers could catch up very quickly. Although the Lakers don't really have an easy schedule coming down the stretch as well. They still have 2 games against Davao.
Whoa. See a lot of screening underneath. Very physical. Shot clock down to 3 seconds. Morano has to put it up. Under pressure.
And Billy Reyes, ginawang kama si Gabi Kuy.
Hinihigaan.
Oo, gustong higaan eh.
Long bomb from Billy Reyes.
Trying to ignite the Miners.
70-57. Now the Miners jump-starting their defense. Pia Gonzalez has a report on the plan of the Dragons. We'll hear from her shortly. Jareño trying to finish a fast break. Gets it and a foul. Pia, what have you got?
Well, the right now time is the ally of the Pampanga Dragons, so there's no need for them to hurry their offense. Once they're able to break the Miners' press through quick passing, Coach Romy Lopez wants them to take their time and use their half-court sets. Bill Butch, back to you.
All right, that may or may not be a good idea against Surigao, which also likes to run. Foul is on Tangking Sen, just his first. Mosqueda reports for duty. Bonus for Jareño could cut the lead down to 10. He doesn't.
It looks like Surigao is trying to get back in this ballgame using defense also. They forced a couple of turnovers and made easy baskets at the other end.
Well, 7 unanswered points. Tangking Sen. Tough shot. Jareño to Victorino. Fouled by Gabi Cui.
And as we mentioned in this ballgame, no layups.
Oh no. Surigao asking for a deliberate foul. And here's a second look at a fast break brought to you by FedEx. We live to deliver. Flagrant foul 1 on Gabi Cui.
Because he chased down Victorino from behind and tackled him.
Oh, tao kasi.
Oo.
Yung tinulak.
You need no play for the ball whatsoever.
And he's not going to take this sitting down. Not that it matters.
Not gonna get the sportsmanship award either. Hindi kasi may rule tayo na if you're ineligible to the sportsmanship award if you have even just one technical foul or one flagrant foul across your name for the entire season.
And that still leaves a lot of players.
Oh yeah.
Victorino makes the 2 free throws and they still get ball possession. So it's just a 9-point lead now for Pampanga. It once stood at 18.
So bigla lang nabuhay itong Surigao. Wake-up call sila nung umabot ng 18 yung lamang. And now I think they've scored the last 9 points in the ballgame.
That's true. Lim has been quiet since the second quarter. Another outrageously long try from Billy Reyes.
And it hit Mosqueda.
The referees will reverse the call. The referees will reverse the call. The ball will go to Surigao. And Surigao senses momentum. Bobby?
Yes, Bill, gaya ng sinabi ko, huwag bibitiw ang Surigao Miners. Nakita natin noong third quarter, bumitiw sila, kaya lumamang ang Pampanga. So ang sagot sa laman ng Pampanga ngayon ay number 1, huwag ipapwersa ang tira sa labas. Number 2, alam nilang ibang malas ang ibang shooter nila, kaya ida-drive nila ang bola. At ang pangatlong sagot dyan, itong si Billy Reyes, who they hope will score points, especially from 3-point line. Philip Butch, back to you.
Reyes faked the three-pointer, went to Mosqueda for 2, rolls out. Morano digging deep for the rebound, and players tumbling all over the place. Look at the half-court trap now being used by Surigao. Morano stops Billy Reyes, but Jareño down the middle. And they're back.
And we have a crowd that's loud here in Urios.
Oh, you said it. And Pampanga needs a ceasefire. 11-0 run by Surigao. The lead of Pampanga slashed to 7. Boy, MBA action. We'll be right back.
International pack.
Adon Morano will sit down. Ariel Garcia will come back in. Butch, what happened?
All of a sudden, Surigao turned on the defense, and they were able to get some good outside shots. And Pampanga really needed Roel Bravo back on the court.
Oo, kailangan may mag-iingat ng bola.
He was the one who fueled the fire of the Dragons earlier. And when he went out, mukhang namatay yung apoy ng Pampanga. And they're able to draw.
3-second
3
violation.
seconds, yes. On Dave Bautista, as Apollo Lim denied him a chance to get out of this shaded lane.
Baliktad, ano? 70-63, 11 straight points for Surigao. Billy Reyes just,
How do you do that?
just ignored the defense.
And now the crowd here in Butuan finally realizing they have a home team to support.
Oh, yes. 70-65. Pampanga has not scored in this quarter. Well, Bravo trying to change that, but no. Billy Reyes ahead to Apollo Lim. And that counts. It will count. And Apollo Lim loves it.
I didn't know they could generate this much noise here in Butuan.
Surigao scrambling.
It's going to be, well, I would call it a backing violation.
Yes,
I don't know
actually,
what
half
they
of
call
Billy
it,
Reyes went into the front court.
but they call it a jump, a held ball.
And the privilege arrow points the way of the Miners as we look at another Miners fast break brought to you by FedEx. We live to deliver.
Great move by Apollo Lim.
Butch, biglang nalusaw yung lamang ng Pampanga Dragons, and how are they going to get points now?
Well, they have to settle down. I think if Romy Lopez has to burn another timeout just to tell his players to settle down and forget that they once had an 18-point lead, he must do so. Because right now, the Dragons cannot even bring the ball up the court.
Bumalik si shot tanking Sen for Roel Bravo. Apollo Lim, give and go, does not work. He gets it back though. Taking 3. Good!
18 straight points by Surigao.
I don't believe this. 70 all. And the Surigao Miners are still alive, and believe it or not, there's confetti raining here in the stadium. Garcia blocked by Victorino.
And all it took was 3 minutes. Pampanga scoreless in the last 3 minutes, and that was all it took for Surigao to wipe out that 18-point lead.
Oh boy. Shot clock down to 11 seconds. Pampanga really hard pressed to score. Garcia squeezing through the defense, picking up a foul, and they'll have to earn it from the stripe.
Foul on Jareño.
Here's a shot block brought to you by Volcasil. Dikit na dikit. And Estong Ballesteros grabbing his teammates and trying to talk them into focusing on the game.
They're also missing Ato Morano, by the way.
Morano at the end of the bench icing his knee. Garcia missing the free throw, and the crowd suddenly weighing in. Ronnie Kahanding nagbalik sa laro para sa Surigao na nabuhayan na naman ang pag-asa. 1-point lead for Pampanga. Billy Reyes goes to Manny Victorino, rolling in, and believe it or not, Surigao is on top.
I also wish they would stop throwing things here.
I know, I've got a lock on my head already. He said hesitant to shoot the three. Garcia diving in. It will stay with Pampanga. Only 7 seconds to shoot. Napakatindi ng defense ang pinapakita ngayon ng Surigao at napakaganda ng pasahan. Another DHL assist. Every second counts. Reyes will sit down, get his accolades, and Buboy Tanige will try to pick up where he left off.
You have to remember, Tanige is a very emotional player who will feed off the energy of this crowd.
A miss by Ballesteros ahead of the pack. Lim's pass was too strong.
Maybe a bit too much enthusiasm on the part of Tanige there. Long David will come in for Dave Bautista, who has been neutered a bit on defense because of his 4 fouls.
Pero Butch, nung biglang namulat ang Surigao na kaya nilang manalo sa larong ito, iba na yung naging itsura ng laban. 20-1 flood from Surigao.
Including 18 straight points.
Steal by Lim. 6 minutes 35 to go. Mosqueda. Short. Baka napapagod na.
Oo. Ito yung mga nagsihabol kasi.
Atkinson. Being worked over by Tanige. Open jumper. No. At Bobby yan, mukhang buhay na buhay ang Surigao.
Bill, nakita natin, talunan ng talunan dito. Alam mo, tinanong mo kay Butch kung what happened. Yan ang tinanong ko kay Coach Sanchez. Ang sabi niya, ang experience ni Billy Reyes. Pero alam niya, kailangan niya ipo si Billy. Kaya andyan si Tanige. Dahil baka maubos si Billy at the end of the 4th quarter. Kaya nakita na, talunan ng talunan itong bench ng Surigao sa comeback nila. Guys, back to you.
All right, they've got a shot at staying alive, and that's the most important thing right now.
And also, an expansion team winning over the defending champions, that doesn't happen every day.
Oh, yes. Glad you brought it up. And an expansion team shutting down the defending champions doesn't happen all the time either. 72-71. Tanda po natin, lamang na Surigao kanina. Nangunguna ng 18 puntos ang Pampanga. Kahanding wants to go to Apollo Lim in the low post. Turn around. Air ball. Baka naubos na.
Well, there's still 5:25 to go. They better have some reserves itong Surigao Miners. There's still a long way to go. And Apollo Lim is called for illegal defense, and he knows it.
Hinihila siya sa labas ni Gabby Puy. Ayaw niya sumunod. What do you do when you're a coach and your team has made a big run? What do you do to keep them from running out of steam?
Well, you have to keep imploring them to give it their all. Kasi energy lamang ang pulunan.
Okay.
Itong Surigao, di sa panghabol na yun. So, hihingan pa niya ng a little bit extra. And they also have to guard against thinking that their job is done. Because they could actually win this game now.
Terrific point.
Ato Morano, let's see if he is already okay. Ariel Garcia walks off. The Dragons are missing that added offensive threat in the absence of Morano.
Meanwhile, the bench of Surigao gets a warning for bench decorum. Maybe they're just a little too happy at this point. Morano, meanwhile, quenches that. 74-72, lamang muli ang Pampanga.
Yes, he just took Andy to school on that last play, and that is what we were talking about. The Dragons need Morano.
Anding sends Morano to the deck. They move it around. Apollo Lim knocks in a three-pointer. Apollo Lim is unconscious. 29 points, including 4 3-point shots.
As you mentioned, he has the go signal. He could be B-Boy Simon South.
Nahirapan si Ballesteros makapasok. Facing in, he's bumped by 2 players. It's Mosqueda. Pero mukhang bumanda lang si Ballesteros kay Mosqueda sa play na yon. Surigao up by a point. Ballesteros with 2 shots.
And this crowd was just silent earlier when Pampanga raced off to an 18-point lead. Now very much in the ball game.
Nagtatayuan pa. At natuto na rin mang-asar.
Oo.
4-29, 75 all. Each team only 2 fouls in this quarter. Ballesteros pushes the champs up by 1.
Another seems to be a communal effort to bring the ball up as Tanige is really shadowed by Tangkin Sen.
Tanige finally gets it. Lim wants to dump it inside.
And instead, 6 on the shot clock.
Lim denied a 3-pointer, goes closer. Goes out. Morano wants to crank it up. Change of pace. Easy 2.
And Morano providing the big lift, the difference for Pampanga at this stage. They have a 3-point lead now.
Pampanga only shooting 4 out of 10. The Miners 9 out of 13.
Here in the fourth quarter, that's what fueled their comeback.
At ito na, dapat mag-ingat ang Miners dahil lamang na ang Pampanga. Shot clock down to 2 seconds. Lim
Beating
just
the
in
shot clock.
time. Just in time. 78-75. 78-77 now. Gabi Cui tripping up Tangking Sen. Tanige in a bit of a rush. Nasayang yun. Quickly now, Ballesteros rushing it up also. Composure is going to be a key factor in the last 3 minutes. Lim wide open. 3-pointer number 5.
He's unconscious. And I think he's sending a statement. I think he wants to be in the All-Star game.
Well, it's loud and clear. We have a 30-second timeout for Pampanga. Let's try to catch the words of Romy Lopez. This is brought to you by Winston, now in a new international pack.
Let's go! Dito mo, balik! Go! Bilang, ano? Bastri! Ayos natin! Go! Nalapitan yung puta ng bilang!
All right, and you can see Romy Lopez running out of technical terms to use on his team. And now a full timeout. Boy, this one takes your breath away. The scoreboard malfunctioning. We'll be right back with more NBA action. Don't you dare go away.
And Coach Romy Lopez during their last timeout challenging the manhood of his players.
Oh, yes. But we don't dare repeat what he said. But Ballesteros too strong. Surigao tapping it out. Reyes and Tangking Sen.
They save it.
Areño challenged by Morano, missing it. Tremendous effort by both squads. 80-78 is the score.
That might have been a game breaker for Areño, but he missed that. Now, Tangkin Sen.
And look at that. Kalawit rebound by Apollo Lim.
He doesn't want his effort, his magnificent effort to go to waste again. Because when he scored 39, they lost the game.
Yes. Billy Reyes splitting the defense, lost the ball. It will stay with Surigao. 6 seconds on their clock. 2:05 in the balance of this game. And Surigao with a whiff of victory in the air. And of course, the Pampanga Dragons wanting to pull out another victory in this southern swing after that painful loss last Wednesday. Areño hands off. Reyes for yes! Nothing but net from Billy Reyes. Final 2 minutes brought to you by Winston, now in a new international pack. 83-78. Supreme effort by the Surigao Miners. Shot Tangking Sen missing a desperation 3.
And Pampanga will keep the ball.
Wow.
Now the Dragons will send in Roel Bravo because they need some three-point shots. Tangin Sen's getting some good looks, but he's not able to get the ball down.
And they're pumping up the crowd. A minute and 43 left. Another cliffhanger in the NBA. Bravo.
Still no need to rush. They must get a shot within the flow of the offense.
But Bravo tried. Reyes tapping it to a teammate.
And there's going to be a loose ball foul on Billy Reyes. That was clear.
Shaved some time off the clock. Third foul on Reyes. Only the fourth foul on Surigao, so no free throws yet. Or will there be free throws? Nope. Just a side court inbound for Pampanga. It resets the clock. Pampanga one foul away from the penalty. Gabby Cui trying to screen from Morano. Bravo denied the tray. Morano will try it. It's off.
And I wonder why Pampanga is trying to go to the three-point line this early.
And everybody's swarming around Estong Ballesteros. And Albert Charreño looks a bit hurt.
Parang
He gets up.
Parang kasing ginto yung bola ngayon.
Oo.
Yun ang kanilang pinag-aagawan.
Foul is on Charreño. That is his fifth. So it'll be 1-1. Most likely for
Morano.
Morano or Ballesteros, I believe.
Oh, rather
Ballesteros
Ballesteros.
was buried in that pileup. Kala mo, touchdown. Let's see the fatigue.
Pero sabi nga natin nga, medyo bago pa lang ang professional basketball dito sa Butuan. Oh, a missed free throw, but Gabby Cui is there.
Ballesteros swooping in. He's fouled and makes it.
And a chance for a three-point play. Sabi nga natin kasi, the crowd here was chanting, defense, defense, and there's a guy at the free throw line. Charities.
Charreño will foul out of the game. But more importantly, Estong Ballesteros at the free throw line could eat away into this lead of Surigao, which has shriveled to 3. At kanina, masigabong sigaw. Ngayon, may halo ng kaba ang Surigao.
Yes, this would be a golden victory for them.
Ballesteros missing the free throw. Apollo Lim picking it up. Calls a timeout quickly.
He nearly traveled, Bill.
Oh, yes. The Miners call a ceasefire. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Here's the scenario. A minute and 9 seconds to go. Surigao up by 3. They're in the penalty. Pampanga 1 foul away. Pampanga 2 timeouts. Surigao 1.
And this is a huge three-point lead. Expect Surigao to use up some clock.
Billy Reyes gives it up. Manny Victorino with the layup and 5-point lead for Surigao. A huge upset in the making here. And now it is Pampanga's turn to call a timeout, and they need this one badly. Need we say more? Magbabalik ang inyong NBA games. 85-80, and you're looking at the faces of Warriors who have battled. One for survival, one for stability, and Butch, how do things look?
Looks like the survival instinct is much stronger at this stage. It's a 5-point lead. Up to this point, Surigao has outscored Pampanga 33-15 here in the fourth quarter.
Apollo Lim scoring 13 of his 34 points in this period.
No need for a three-pointer at this point for Pampanga. All they need is a good shot.
Bravo faking off Billy Reyes, going for a 3 and canning it. Just a 2-point lead for Surigao, and poise is of ultimate importance here.
Well, they don't need it, but it's much appreciated.
Billy Reyes to Mosqueda. Apollo Lim, Kanding for 3. No! Pampanga with the ball. And a chance to tie the game.
25 seconds to go.
Bravo.
Let's see if Pampanga will go for the win.
8 seconds between the game clock and the shot clock. Shot clock now at 7. Long the bid, firing. No, Surigao has the ball. Pampanga has the foul.
And Gabby Cui emphatically gives up the foul on Billy Reyes with 9 seconds to go.
And Ian Sanchez will probably call their last timeout.
That's only the 4th team foul for Pampanga, so they're not getting the penalty.
Ian Sanchez would probably try to set up what could be the last play of the game with his last timeout. Don't you dare go away. Magbabalik ang MBA.
Possession. Buboy Taniga is in the ball game now.
And do you think Pampanga will foul?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, yes.
9 seconds. They will go for the steal.
First.
Yes.
2 ball handlers in the game now for Surigao, Tanigue and Reyes. Morano, meanwhile, I'm sure he's ready to fire.
Ready to pounce
Oh, yes.
in case Surigao bobbles. And
Stack formation at the free throw line later on today. Right after this, Davao versus Pangasinan.
And this just might inspire Pangasinan to come up with a good effort.
Ballesteros with the foul.
They're trying to trip up Billy Reyes. It's going to be 1 and 1. Now, you can check if Billy Reyes has his nerves
Reyes
fully in check.
has to make both.
Yes. Pampanga still has 1 timeout left.
Yes. So this is far from over. Pretty long 8 seconds.
Reyes makes both. They have a good chance to keep it.
Gets a lucky bounce on the first. Crowd on its feet, holding its breath. You can feel the tension.
Well, they've already given the ball. The situation of substitution a bit too late now.
Javier was trying to get back in the game. Reyes misses the second. There's a push on Long David.
That was clear.
David brushing off Apollo Lim, I think.
Let's see this again. See what Long David does. Oh, he pulls him down, and then there's the push-off.
Great camera work by our director, Jun De Los Santos, to spot that.
And our crew here in tip-top shape.
Oh, yes. They're sharp.
Bravo trying to keep Jepe Javier out of the rebounding situation to force an automatic turnover.
Apollo Lim makes it a 4-point lead for Surigao.
With 7 seconds to go. That was the last chance of Pampanga to salvage this game, I think.
Well,
but who knows? Stranger things have happened.
Absolutely, and one more will hopefully ice it for Surigao. 5-point lead.
That's the final timeout called by Pampanga.
5 points, 7 seconds. Is it possible? We have a timeout. We'll listen in to Coach Romy Lopez now. See, really dejected about the outcome. 18-point lead.
Yes, they're up by 18 points in the 4th quarter, and then they lose. That is not a good sign headed into the playoffs.
And remember, this conjures up images of last Wednesday's game.
Yes.
They lost by a mere point. The last few seconds tip in by Norman Gonzalez in Cagayan de Oro. And especially critical now because they want to stay ahead of the Laguna Lakers and have home court advantage if they should meet in the wild card round.
I've always been in favor of, if you're down by 5, go for the quick 2 because you still need 2 possessions anyway. If you take the 3-point shot now, you lose a lot of time as the ball travels towards the basket. So I've always been a fan of the quick 2 and then hope for a steal and a miracle. Because actually right now you're already looking for a miracle. But who knows? We'll see.
Gabby Cui doing the inbound. Anton Morano. Cocked and ready. Let's fly. No!
And that's it.
And Surigao
Has the upset.
lives to fight another day. Technically, officially, they are still alive.
And it looks like they've won the championship the way they've reacted.
Sa bagay, Butch, pagbuhay na ang pinaglalaban.
Oh,
And do we have any other choice for Caltech star player except Apollo Lim? Above and beyond the Call of Duty, he's with Bobby Yan.
That's right, 36 points, Apollo. Ano ba nakain mo itong araw na to at alam mong siniswerte ka?
No, kasi sabi nga ni Coach Ian, we have a big chance, just a little big chance. So, kailangan grab namin ang opportunity this time na kasi galing sila ng talo, ang moral nila mababa. So we grab it and we deserve it to win.
Okay, nasabi mo sa akin kanina, wala kang ka-pressure, pero okay, anong importante nakuha nyo sa lalong ito? May chance pa kayo na dadalhin nyo sa last 3 games niyo.
Maturity. Our maturity in game, patience, and oneness.
Okay, Apollo, congratulations. Ang win nyo, ang tagal ng losing streak nyo. Congratulations sa panalo nyo against the defending champion. Okay? Guys, back to you.
All right, Butch, phenomenal game for Apollo Lim. Phenomenal game for the Surigao Miners. Down by 18 points. One of the most amazing comebacks we've seen this season.
totoo yan, Bill. And 36 points for Apollo Lim. Just 3 shy of his career high of 39, which he did against Manila, the Manila Metro Stars. So Apollo Lim, also Billy Reyes, you have to commend him because he
Yes.
also played excellently in leading this charge.
Now a note for the Pampanga Dragons.
Well, they must regroup. They have 2 more games left. They're going to be tough games, but if they could manage to pull an upset against either Iloilo or Cebu on the road, then they will definitely still have a good shot of bagging home court advantage in the wild card round of the playoffs.
Now let's take a look at our Milo best play.
This best play is brought to you by Milo, the official energy drink.
Apollo Lim trying to put back.
And in the last 2 minutes, Surigao has not scored. Up and under by Ariel Garcia. And now it's at 10 point. And now let's look at our Kit Kat winning break.
This winning break is brought to you by Kit Kat. Have a break, have a Kit Kat.
Partner?
Well, we chose this because Surigao was only up by 2 points. Billy Reyes coming off a screen, delivering the killer blow, giving Surigao a 5-point lead and extinguishing the fire that was left within Pampanga.
Now let's look at the final tally for our Budweiser NBA buddies today. And look at the mammoth numbers for Apollo Lim. And
Parang siya na lang. Kahit siya na lang, kaya na niya yung buddies ng Pampanga Dragons. You can see 36 points for Apollo Lim. And these buddies of the Surigao Miners outplayed their counterparts, the Pampanga Dragons, and that was the ball game.
our Hardy Flex king of the boards for this first game on Saturday Slam, Gabby Cui, 6 defensive rebounds, 6 offensive rebounds. Our Hardy Flex winner is Elaine Besario.
Siya yung nakahula at siya ang magwawagi ng ating Hardy Flex jacket.
And from Butuan City, we will travel all the way to Lingayen, Pangasinan, as the Pangasinan Waves host the Davao Eagles. That'll be handled by Bob Novales, Freddie Webb, and Lexi Schultz. And parting shot, partner?
Well, I'm sure if the Pangasinan Waves are watching this game, they could draw inspiration from this big upset perpetrated by Surigao at home against the defending champion.
All right, there's much more NBA action on Saturday Slam. On behalf of my partner, Butch Maniego, of course, Bobby Yan and Pia Gonzalez, Bill Velasco po mula sa Urios Gym sa Butuan City. There's more NBA action. Stick around.